This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and let's get right into the news. Fat Joe, come on, bro. What are, like, I hate it when people do this, man. So he's talking to Big Sean. Big Sean's a great rapper, okay? He's from Detroit. Positive guy. He wasn't like that his whole career, but the past, I'd say like 5-6 years, been very positive. I'm just trying to get it out, man. I'm just trying, But then, once in a while, I'd be like, I'm from the D, man. We don't play. He just, how he talks in the interviews, man. First of all, he is from Detroit, but he's not like he's just, he's from Detroit. He reps Detroit. That's where he's from. But like, let's not, act like you tough guy. I'm sure you're not soft growing up in that environment. But anyways, Fat Joe interviews him. And he's talking about like, yo, man, you remind me of Nip. I'm like, what? Because he has a song with him? Like, what are you talking about? Two totally different guys. One's virtue signaling, being this positive guy, and then Nip really lived it, okay? He stood on morals, principles, and he gave people game. Big Sean's not out here really giving people game. Nip was out here giving people game. He was telling people what he thought, no matter if it was popular or not. He stood for what was right or wrong, even if it meant slapping somebody at the BET Awards. Which he did, okay? He was a different... People like that don't come around all the time. Was he petty sometimes? Yes. Is Big Sean petty sometimes? Yes. Every human is petty sometimes. But for the most part, Nip was always the same person. He was always pretty humble. He was about getting money, and he was about giving game. Because you know what? People weren't giving him game, and he had to find it on himself. Big Sean is just positive. He's a positive person. But he's not out here just keeping it real on things and giving people game. Two totally different people. He just said that in the interview. People started messing with Nip when it was cool to mess with Nip. I was messing with him in 2008 and 9 when it was like, it was cool, but it wasn't like because he's hot right now and he could do something for me. Drake is one of the only people that really messed with him before it was like super cool too. He gave him a song right when he got hot. Not many people do that. Snoop did, The Game did. And eventually later the whole industry jumped on it, because like, you got to get my Cali record on. You know how people are in the industry, man. Rapper CEOs, top CEOs that are rappers is 50 Cent and Camron to me. You know why? Just like what we were talking about, they put people on. 50 Cent put his people on. He made Young Buck, Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo rich. He even got the, people under him rich. Okay, then then Camron, he got Jewels, Jim Jones, Freaky Zeke. They got paid. Then he started putting on 40 Cal, J.R. Rader, Hell Rel. Who else you got under there? You got a lot of people. You even got people like Chubby Baby getting famous off that and making money. The problem is it got too big at one point. You got other people getting put on. I forget the guys' names. There was a bunch of like underlings of Dipset that like were kind of Dipset but not really co-signed. But the thing I love about 50, now 50 did the same mistake. He's tried to put everybody on. People didn't even know. The Game was the first one because that was a favor, right? Put Game on because Dr. Dre was having trouble and he was about to lose the game because he wasn't hot, and he co-signed him, put him under the unit. Favor for a favor. Then 50 started going rogue. Olivia, Spider Loc. Even though, so I'm not saying Spider Loc swag, I'm just saying he doesn't know these people like Spider Loc, 40 Glock. Then he signed some things that made sense. Mobb Deep made sense. MOP made sense, but they didn't get the push they deserved. He kind of overwhelmed himself trying to build a bad boy or something. He took on too much. I think Camron did the same thing, kind of watered the brand down instead of keeping it special. Because you can't put everybody on, but you want to build an empire. But 50 always let people go and do their own thing. Same with Camron. They weren't too greedy. Camron would just say, yo, just give me my amount of money I want for the bird, the Dipset logo, and go do a deal with whoever you want to go do a deal with. And he did that with everybody. Jim Jones, everybody. He let them all get their own deals. Very unselfish. Then you got rappers that failed at being CEOs, like Jeezy. Didn't put anybody on. You can't count YG. All he did was co-sign him. Jeezy's a great rapper. Wasn't a great rapper CEO. T.I. was decent, because he put on Young Dro. Young LA he co-signed. Iggy, what was her name? Iggy? I don't know. Anyways, she got put on, co-signed her. So he's decent. He's decent. But you can't say he's not greedy. Because he always had his, the reason why I say is he always had his deal. The Game, failed rapper CEO. Didn't put anybody on. Who else is a rapper CEO? There was a few of them. They always, that's my artist, and then nobody gets put on. I think Cassidy had a bunch of artists at one point. Meek has a bunch of artists he never put on. Well, Melly's never been, had a hot record. There's a lot of failed rapper CEOs. A lot of them. 2 Chainz. He ain't put nobody on. Schoolie and all them, they're not big, you could say, you can't even say Street Execs was already there. He joined Street Execs. It was under a different name before that. There's a lot of failed rapper CEOs. DJ Khaled didn't really he put people on, but didn't see it through, Ace Hood failed, and then until it was hot again, Ace Hood had to get himself hot. And then Khaled jumped on it. You got Rick Ross. He kind of gave Meek the boost he needed, and was very unselfish with it. I'll get Rick Ross is up there. He's pretty good. Wale. The other things didn't really work out so well. Triple C's kind of worked for a minute, and then it didn't. But I would say that 50 Cent and Camron unselfishly put people on at their peak. That's what I got, man. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys are starting your day great, ending your night great. Appreciate you guys so much, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.